Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of Top Three Things We Watched in 2025 that meant something to us, good or bad, impactful in some way. For me, it was a good year. Um, I think I watched less movies, less stuff overall than I normally do. Um, but I still watched 172 things, 96 of which were movies. Um,
Wow.
and I also watched the only titles of things I watched that I didn't hit in the out that I didn't
Oh
hit
yeah, I love your alphabet.
V, X, and Z.
All right, let me look through mine.
I even had a
V.
number. I watched that movie 1408 that John Cusack goes into a haunted hotel room movie from a decade or
I
so.
hit a number. I did 28 years later.
Oh, there you go.
V, X, and
I first
Z.
heard 28 years later, The Bone Temple, and immediately thought it was a porn parody, but apparently not. I actually didn't think that, but it's an amusing joke
Nope, I don't have
for the
any of
12-year-old.
those either. Dang, and we watch a lot of zombie movies, but none of them start with Z. Cockneys versus zombies. We
Yeah, I
watched
had
that.
what was the let me see.
One,
Scroll. Uh
two,
yeah, I forget
three,
did I have any
four,
the Z's? No.
five.
No, I did not even any that start with the. So I watched two documentaries, one docu-series, a short, or no, one short and one collection of shorts. Okay. Let's see. I watched let's see what streaming service um kind of a toss-up between a Crunchyroll, Amazon Prime, with Peacock following. Let's see. Where's good mix of Shudder and Criterion? Yeah. All right. So, um let's see. How much stuff did I rewatch? So, four debut reviews, 24 movie mandates, and 10 rewatches.
Oh, nice.
All right. Who's going first? I think usually you go first, so let me
Yeah.
go first this time.
Okay, great.
Let's see. Um, all right. So, I watched both seasons one and two of Poker Face on Peacock. This is you
Oh,
remember?
that's with Natasha Lyonne, right?
Yes. Yeah. Is it Leone or is it Leone? Do you know?
Nope, I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is it's basically a modern day Columbo. Uh
Oh, I love Columbo.
yeah, it's structured very similarly in that the first the opening act of the show is this week's special guest star who is the murderer. You
Of
figure out
course.
who they are, who the people around them are, why they're angry enough at one of them to knock them off, and how they knock them off. Then commercial break, which I think Peacock actually does have commercial breaks. Um, it goes back in time and you find out that I think her name's Charlie. Natasha Lyonne's character was there the entire time somehow. Yeah, she was like working the bar, or she was like a roadie for the band playing at the bar, selling t-shirts or something like
Oh,
that.
that's
She's
hilarious.
just and she's the difference between Columbo and this one is she's not a cop.
Right.
She's actually on the run from the mob, so she's trying to keep a real low profile while solving a murder. She's like, yeah, I don't want to call attention to myself because the mob's trying to kill me.
But that
Um,
person just knocked off that person.
yeah. So she has a superpower, and her superpower is she can immediately tell if someone's lying. If someone
Oh,
says something that's a lie, she immediately calls bullshit. She doesn't know what the truth is, but if you say something that's a lie, like, I'm wearing pink socks, she'll like, bullshit. That's correct. I'm not wearing pink socks. Uh,
interesting.
and you might think, well, that's overpowered. And the show is really clever because you quickly learn all the ways why that's not really as helpful as you might immediately think it is. because again, while she can tell someone's lying, she can't really tell why or what is true. You know,
Right.
people lie all the time about dumb shit. How you doing? I'm fine. Bullshit. You know, I mean, well,
Right.
okay, yeah, I'm having some personal issues, but I didn't want to dump that on you because,
Right. Yeah. I have no interest in talking about that.
right? So a lot of times she'll hear bullshit and it just won't really register because she hears bullshit all the time and she's not sure and she wouldn't know why that particular lie was relevant. Also, she's not a police officer and she's trying to keep a low profile. So a lot of the episodes are her trying to engineer some way where the guilty party is brought to at least some kind of moral justice, if not legal justice, right? She can't arrest anybody. She doesn't really
Right.
want to bring in the cops, and she can't do anything like too out in the open. You know, she's trying to be off the grid. She's trying to always be paid in cash so she's not leaving a paper trail, you know, because again, Benjamin Bratt is a mob enforcer and he's after her. So,
I haven't seen Benjamin Bratt for like
yeah.
ever.
And it's a really funny, really clever show. Uh for example, one thing I was really happy with is they one thing that was really smart is in one of the early episodes, the bad guy ends up killing a dog. It's this little
Oh,
yappy mutt. He's like killing a guy by like I think feeding a hose of car exhaust into their trailer or something. And
like you do.
the yappy dog is yap yap. He's like, shut up, you little shit. And he just takes a piece of wood and whop. It's like shit. And he picks up the dog and like puts it in the road. Um and then it goes back in time and you learn that this is a dog that Charlie had picked up somewhere on her travels and had brought to this area. And what's really funny about the show is it gets away with killing a dog because it's established that this dog is a racist dog. Not only is it an annoying little yappy dog, it's a racist dog.
That's
I'll,
hilarious.
I'll leave anyone to watch the show to figure out how we know the dog's actually racist, but the racist the dog actually survives. And I'm
Oh,
like,
good.
yeah, okay, but you know, it was a racist dog, so
Is a racist.
I was okay with the bigot dog dying and staying dead. Um, interestingly, at the end, you know, the arc at the end of the first season is kind of resolved. But then the bigger batter mob boss like calls her at the very end of the show and says, "Now I'm coming for you." And she's like,
Mm.
"Well, season two, I guess I'm still on the run." What's interesting is they resolved that very early in the second season. Like they were like, you know what? Let's not do the exact same thing. Let's just resolve this storyline so we can just do some other things. And they
Oh,
do, and it's really great.
that's
So,
nice.
yeah, Poker Face. It's a mystery. It's a modern day Columbo. It actually uses like the same title font that Columbo did.
Oh,
It's really cool. I really enjoyed the show. I plowed through both I mean, it's only like eight some episodes per season, but yeah, I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was a lot of fun, and if they ever make a season three, I'll happily watch it.
oh, that's exciting. Like I've seen previews, but like it was not something, but you have recommended things on this here yearly discussion that then we do turn around and start watching. Last year was Gremlins. We put that one on our
Oh, right, the Gremlins cartoon. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So we watched all of that too. So
Yeah, I had
um
like a short list of six or seven things, and it was really hard narrowing it down.
yeah, I had a good list, but the one two that stuck on my list, I'll start with the two that jumped out first were for educational purposes.
Okay.
Um, so the first educational purpose is one that we have already actually talked about in one of our movie mandates, but we'll talk about it here for anyone who doesn't watch that, and also because it is the most impactful, and that was Grave of the Fireflies.
Hmm.
And in conjunction, kind of sort of with Squid Game, but like we'll talk about Grave of the Fireflies anyways. And that was basically it, just the foreign language of it all. If you remember, I watched Grave of the Fireflies twice
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
because I was that dippity doo who watched it in English the first time because I didn't realize that um, Netflix or whatever streaming service it was on would default to a dubbed version. So I just was like, I guess they don't have the real version,
Oh, it's in English? Well, that's a shame, but whatever.
but I have to watch it,
Yeah.
right? And then the very next night I watched it again because I literally just had like I just had a inkling in the back of my head all the next day.
Extra option.
I'm
Yeah.
like, I just there's just something's off. And when I watched it the next day, I was like, look at me, smart Kelly. So educational purposes. So yeah, and then I watched it in the original language, and it just meant so much more. And first off, it's a fantastic film anyway. It's really great. I was really happy to have seen it and um have talked about it. And so if you want to go listen to us talk about it. But it was also just a beautiful thing to realize. And I actually talked with Jeremy about it this morning about watching something in the purity of its language is, and it's not like I needed this lesson, but it really is important. There's something about it. Like, I don't, history is not my best subject. And
Thanks, public education.
yeah, thank you, public education. And so I don't always know what happened in other places, right? Um, you know, the things that was going on in Japan at the time of Grave of the Fireflies was a little foreign to me. But when it's in English, you automatically try, because it's in your language or in my language, since I speak English, it automatically disassociates from what they were going through, right? To me, it does. So like it just so it wasn't impactful. It didn't mean anything. It like put me in a place that I was like, oh, this is not. It doesn't mean anything because I didn't go through this. This isn't our story.
Yeah.
And but like having it in the original language, it makes you realize you're watching someone else's story, and it just is a whole different thing. And like you realize that they're going through this whole thing, and the way that also the real words that they use, it just means that you're like, oh, that's what you mean. You can't get that in English sometimes. It's just like the difference in, and it was just a really great thing to have that movie specifically because it was such a nuanced movie, I find. Like it is such a particular movie with why the kids go out on their own and is that their auntie and like who that is and what was going on with the war and what was going on. And I feel like, with such a little nuanced movie like that, having it, um, watching it with integrity, it just meant so much. And then and the reason I brought it up with Squid Game is because Jeremy and I did watch Squid Game in English the first season, and then the second season we watched it in Korean. And I remember the second season, we have not watched the third because it takes a lot for him to watch foreign language. Um, I'll watch foreign language all day, every day.
Gotta recharge
But like he needs, so
the
yeah.
sub
So
battery.
we'll be getting back to the final season soon. But like and he knows it has to be in Korean because the second season was like, oh my God, this is amazing television. And it might be because finally it was where it needed to be. So like the impact of that, it was just really fun to actually have that moment of like, it was just fun to have that moment. And it was a great film to have had that with because, you know, being enlightened with something that you don't like would have also kind of sucked. So Grave of the Fireflies and watch the movie Mandates. We talk about it and cross promotion.
Yeah, I think that was that the anime
Anime?
month?
I think it was
I think so.
anime. I think it was, but because you did a silent voice, I believe, which was
Right, right. Yeah, I
also
think so. Yeah.
a pretty
Which is also a thematically heavy film.
yes, and very yeah, they were
You know, for
very
for, for a for oh, Japanese cartoon, an anime month. Oh, there's going to be lots of brightly colored hair and big eyes and short skirts and robots and stuff. And it's like, no.
no, we
No,
went
we get the
dark.
depressing stuff.
We went dark that month,
Yeah.
but they were
Child death and
but they were beautiful.
bullying, abuse, suicide, all
Yeah.
kinds. It's like, oh,
Yeah, but they were beautiful. They were beautiful stories and
mhm.
yeah, and I like foreign films. We know that about me.
Yeah. All right. So my second pick out of my short list of six or seven or so is also an anime
Hey,
film. Although a very short film. I think it's only like an hour long. It's
dang.
called Look Back. Um, it's a hard one to talk about because it's one of those devil in the details kind of things. It's about it's a slice of life, but it's a slice of someone's life from adolescence to post-college,
Okay.
right? So we start out with a young school kid who writes a little four panel comic for her school paper. And she receives praise and adulation. Oh, you're such a good artist, and your comic strip is so funny, and it's really great. She's like, yes, yes, praise me, right? And then she finds out she needs to share the spot with another student somewhere in the school who submitted a comic, and
Okay.
she's kind of disheartened and frustrated to find that the other student who's submitting a comic, sharing space with her, is a better artist.
Mm.
And suddenly she's like, "Oh, I'm not all that. That other people can draw even better than me." And she's not I mean, she's amateurish, but she's actually pretty good. She draws well in it. It's not stick figures, but it's rough. It's definitely a young kid, like a 12, 13-year-old or something like that. But what she's really great at is telling really fun stories.
Yeah.
Even though the art is a little rough, it's really entertaining stuff. It's really great. And so she starts really teaching herself how to draw. And she buys all kinds of art books, but she ends up kind of withdrawing from her family and from her social life. And after like a year of this, she ends up just kind of giving up in frustration, and she like rekindles her social life, and she graduates high school. And the teacher's like, "Hey, can you take this diploma to this student who uh, uh, attends remotely?"
Okay.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, okay." So she takes it to this it's a classmate, but she's never at school, and she finds out that she is the one who was drawing the other comic that ended up. But she also finds out that she started drawing because she was a fan of hers in the first place,
Aw.
right? So, and she's like, "How come you stopped? Your stuff was so great. I was so inspired by it." She's like, "Oh, well, I'm, working on publishing, getting stuff to submit to competitions and stuff." And they end up working together and pushing each other to improve their art form. Like the one who's a better artist is not as good. She's a great background artist, but our lead here is
This
a better character artist and a better storyteller. And together they end up publishing a couple of one shots, and they get a spot in like Shonen Jump, and then they actually get a serialized volume, a running series. And then her friend is like, "I want to pursue my art career. I want to go to art school, which means I can't work with you."
I yeah.
So she moves on to art school, and the other one tries to, she continues the series, and she's doing pretty well for herself. It gets, an anime is made out of it, but she does, but she goes through assistants like Tissue because it's not the same, blah, 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 blah. And, what happens is the friend who went to art school ends up getting killed in a school attack. Uh, if it was America, it would be a
Yep.
school shooting, but in Japan, it's a guy with a pickaxe, I think, or a fire axe or a pickaxe or something.
Oh
It's
my.
it's pretty horrible, and she feels. I'm actually like speed running the entire movie.
Of
She
course.
feels, am I responsible for this? Because like I told her to go to art school and follow her passion. Even if you go back before that, it was me that inspired her into art. Maybe if I just not got into art in the first place, she wouldn't have died. Uh, and there's more to it than that.
Sure.
But so overall, I would call it a, treatise on the worth of a life spent following one's passion, despite the hardships and tragedy that life can throw at you
Yeah.
on that journey. And I loved it. As an artist myself, I'm not a
Yeah.
drawing artist, but I am an artist, and it meant a lot to me. I really connected with that one. Melancholy as fuck,
Yeah, no, that
but
sounds
yeah, it's actually the ending
profound.
is genuinely kind of beautiful. Um, it involves kind of a metaphorical time travel, which makes sense when you see the movie.
Sure, sure.
Um, she goes back to her house and she finds out that after the funeral, she goes back to her house and she finds out that she kept collecting all the series that she kept publishing. That and she worked on the first volume and then she went to art
Yeah.
school, but she stayed a fan that entire time. And there's a like a connection to the past that circles around to a kind of what would have happened if we'd done something different, but we didn't, and maybe it's okay, and shit happens, life goes on.
Yeah.
Is
That
it worth
sounds
it? Is it not
beautiful.
worth it? There are no clear answers, honestly.
Right.
Also, I want to point out that the art style of the movie is very sketchy
I was
in
about to say
nature,
that. Mm-hmm.
which maybe it would be understandably off-putting to a large segment of audiences, I would assume. But for me, I thought it um, really beautifully communicated the work's emotions and themes. So, yeah, look back. I that one that one I really liked. That was on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I'll have to look that up because that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and if
Like
you end up hating
very,
it, it's only 60 minutes long. So,
hey, but no, like that's a beautiful like story that
yeah.
like you even describing that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
Um,
it's yeah, the surface text is just about an artist and
yeah,
her relationships and her pitfalls and passions and motivations and losing passion and getting back into it, and but the subtext of the whole thing is really just an examination of the worth of the pursuance of passion. uh
yeah,
is it worth it even though some really terrible things can happen?
right,
And
right.
the answer is
Yes.
there's really no answer.
No. Yeah.
you know it just is.
Hmm. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. And that may of course others may have other readings, but that's my reading, and that may be really frustrating. No, I need an answer. It's like there aren't any. It
Yeah.
just is.
Sometimes things just are.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
What else you want?
so okay.
What else
So
impacted you in one way or another?
so this is the negative impact, and I'm putting this one
Oh,
in the middle. It's
so we can
gonna
end on a positive? Okay.
so yes, exactly. So we can end on a positive. So hard to follow that one, but I guess to completely spin the car around is the only way to follow that. And, do you remember
Doing the time warp?
yeah, drinking those do you remember a terrible, terrible, horrible movie called The Game with Michael Douglas and Sean Penn.
I've never seen it the whole way through. Like
Oh, I
I
thought
think
you
I've
and I
seen the
watched it together.
I know I know your opinions on it. I know I've seen like the ending. I think I've seen he like falls off a roof or through like a glass
Yeah.
roof, lands on a bag, and then his brother Sean Penn is there. It's like, hey, I staged this whole thing and all you got was this shirt.
Yeah,
And it was
basically.
like I'm like, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm thinking if Michael Douglas wasn't completely wiped, he'd be punching your ass.
Yeah, I would shoot him in the head and never
I think
forgive
I
him.
saw like the beginning because I think he's like interviewed and they're asking him all kinds of really weird and personal questions. So I think I saw like the very beginning and the very end. I'm pretty sure I didn't see the middle.
Oh, interesting.
And I know you don't like the movie.
It's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Um, so I watched because I've always loved the previews. I've never seen these movies, and I was very excited because the third movie came out this year. Have not seen it. The Now You See Me movies
Oh, yes, yes.
with the magicians.
Hmm.
Um,
Never seen any of those
so
either.
yeah, I never saw them. So I watched the first movie this year. Great movie. Liked it a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
I was like, oh, fantastic. Watched the second movie. Uh, like I said, the third movie came out. Did not see it yet. I probably will see it at some point because the second movie was quite impactful. And the reason why Now You See Me 2 makes the list is because there is such a thing
They should have
as
called it Now We See You.
oh, there is such a thing, in my opinion, that the ending of a movie can undo so very badly everything that it has done before.
You've destroyed the goodwill of the entire movie with a
And
really crap ending.
now you see me too, destroyed
Oh
the
no.
entire gosh darn franchise.
Oh,
To
not
a
just the
point,
sequel, the first one too?
yes,
Damn.
I'm talking, I was livid. We were in bed watching it. And I think we watched them back to back in like a day, like one this day and one the next
Mhm.
night type of a
Yeah.
thing. And when that ending happened, I was just completely like flames on the side of my face burning, but like it completely undid it's and those kind of freaking endings, and I don't even need to explain it to you because it's exactly like the freaking game type of thing, is like you have gone through this incredible story of these magicians doing things that for real could never happen, but that's okay because they also like
They're
explain
real
it,
magicians.
but they do explain how the tricks are done. And even though, again, no, they're not. It's still great that they explain it and they, and you're like, okay, because they are just
We
sleight of
use the
hand and
hologram. Yeah, that
magicians.
doesn't exist.
And and yes, exactly. And like, but it's really cool how they tell you how it's all done and
Hmm.
do all this, and you're just like how they're always one step ahead of everyone and like, oh, this and that. And it's really great and it's really cool. And you're just like, this is great. And then it gets to the ending and it's like, poof. It was all fake. And like we set all of that up the whole time, and I'm like, you have just undermined the entire experience. And I take issue. I know I'm getting heated. Let me bring it back down because I have a mic. Hold, please. I will always take issue with if death can accidentally happen. Like death is always something that could possibly happen. You could walk out your door and get hit by a Mack truck, like which is unfortunate. But if you are putting people in situations like the game, that if he would have jumped off the roof on this side and gone over that parapet instead of this parapet, that's a quite different ending of this movie. Whoops, we put
Man,
the
there was
airbag
a,
over
I mean, it was
here.
a 98.7% chance he was gonna jump off right there. Yeah, but it was like a non-0% chance that he'd jump somewhere else, right? Oh,
Exactly. So, like,
whoopsie.
I think, like, the fact that there is truly, like, life or death situations that they have, you don't play like that. That is, and then
Not
for
without
people,
not without the other person's knowledge and consent.
and that's the thing is that, and then everyone, and the fact that everyone is always so happy when these things happen at the end also just rings so unbelievably true to me. Because if I was in a situation tomorrow where my house was on fire, you know, and I needed to get out, and I'm grabbing my cat and grabbing this, and like everything falls in front of me, and it was like, oh, and my friend goes, haha, we set fire to it just to see if you could do it. And look, you did it. I'm so proud of you. Or whatever, I wouldn't be like, wow, you're right. I am amazing. I am a badass. Thanks for proving what a badass I am. Nope, that's not how that would go. That's not how that would go at all. And the fact that these movies make it seem like that's how people would respond, because they're like, oh, wow, that's pretty dope. We are impressive. We lived through all that. Look at it. I So I need to calm down before I watch three.
Realistic ending. Michael Douglas punches Sean Penn in the face, never speaks to him
Never speaks to him
again,
again.
and is in therapy for several years dealing with the trauma resulting from
Yes.
the birthday present or whatever it was.
Yes, it was a birthday present.
Yeah.
And to be clear,
He's
the
like,
birth
please don't try to top this next year, Sean.
no, no, because speaking of endings, Sinners, I thought the ending of Sinners elevated it. Like Sinners was fun, but the ending of Sinners was like, oh, well now like that's how you like it would have been good without that, and then you have an ending and it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have Now You See Me Too, and you're like, this is fun. And then you're like, oh, what's the twist? What's the really fun stinger gonna be? Okay, well, thank you for, pooping on my face. And I
Some
hate
people
you.
are into that, not me personally.
Not me.
Little warning, so I could have closed my mouth would have been in order, you know.
like the taste of shit is just now that steaming pot. So yeah, I highly do not recommend unless you want to be very, very angry for a while. So if you ever just need to like let off steam, watch that movie and then go hit a punching bag. Because it'll rile you up.
Like, oh, come on, I was watching this before we went to bed. Now I have to get up. I have to, we have to go for a walk now.
Yeah.
What was it? I think I watched like the first half of the Marie Kondo show from like 10 years ago, tidying up with
I
bringing
remember.
joy.
Yes. Does it bring,
And
yeah,
I was
spark
so
joy or whatever?
annoyed by the show that I
You
had to
hated
pause
her.
it,
I
go
remember.
for a walk,
I
call your
remember.
voicemail, and rant.
I do remember. I remember that. Yes.
I don't
Oh,
think we
yes.
weren't doing this at the time,
No.
but that probably would have ended up on the most impactful list.
There you go. There you go. All right. Close us out with yours.
Okay, so my final most impactful thing I watched from this past year is or from 2025 is called Sweet Revenge. And it is
Hey.
a short that you can find on YouTube. And it's well, before I tell you what it is, let me give you a premise. So, a group of friends, basically two couples, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend one and boyfriend, girlfriend two,
Okay.
uh, go on a and like a fifth friend, I think. Actually, I think they're meeting two other friends there. So boyfriend, girlfriend one, boyfriend, girlfriend two, and two other guy friends are meeting at a cabin in the woods.
Love it.
Now, our heroine finds out that her boyfriend is cheating on her. So she's going to kill him and get some sweet revenge. Okay, typical setup. My
Love it.
boyfriend's cheating on me. I'm going to murder his ass.
Yes, like you do.
So it wouldn't be much of a movie if there weren't a complication or two. But what if this cabin in the woods was actually at Camp Crystal Lake and Jason Voorhees was there and he kills your boyfriend before and he's trying to kill your boyfriend and everyone else, but you're trying to get to that son of a bitch first. He's like, no, mine. You can't. I'm gonna kill him. That's mine. You're
That's pretty
trying to
funny.
take revenge on your cheating boyfriend, but Jason Voorhees is gonna murder him first, and probably you too.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty funny.
So this is they're trying to launch there's actually a Camp Crystal Lake television show that I think they've already shot. I think that's coming out this year at some point. They're also trying to do another movie. So this is actually a short film, not exactly a tie-in, but just a short Jason feature to for fun to keep up interest. I don't think it's going to tie into a subsequent movie. I don't think any of the characters are going to show up. But there's another fun twist to this.
Okay.
In addition to what that's enough for me right there. But also, Jason kills her. But it appears that whatever the hell happened to Jason happened to her too. He comes back as another undead killer. So she ends up fighting with Jason over trying to kill her stupid fucking friends because she's undead too. And she doesn't really understand what's going on. And from an audience perspective, she's out on a boat. She's figuring this stuff out. She's out on a boat. Jason, pulls her into the
Of
drink.
course.
Like, oh shit. And then it like cuts to, and that's daytime. Then it cuts to like nighttime and she pulls herself from the lake. And it's like, what? This seems like it's 3 or 4 hours later. What the hell happened? And she's like cold and wet and shivering. And from that point in the movie, she never speaks. She never
Oh.
says anything again. You'll notice like Jason doesn't say anything. She actually starts out emoting a little bit, but as it progresses, she gets less and less actually emotive. Um and as she picks herself up and she's wandering back to the camp and she's passing all of the campers that Jason she's missed the entire movie. Like the last 3 hours, Jason has killed most of the campers, so she keeps wandering through the carnage that happened while she was, I guess, dead and before she
Oh my God,
resurrected.
that's hilarious.
So she ends up yeah, so the very end of it is basically her and Jason fighting over who gets to kill the remaining. It's I I really liked it. It's not perfect, uh, but it's also a short that was done fairly on the cheap. But it's pretty good, and it's got a lot of great ideas that are just absolutely wild swings. Like I love the idea of a revenge story at Camp Crystal Lake. It's like you're trying to kill someone you're pissed off at, but Jason Voorhees is there and is might kill him first. It might kill you too. That's a great premise. But on top of that, it's like whatever reason Jason came back from the dead, could that happen to someone else too?
Yeah.
It's like,
When
yeah,
you said that she had the same thing, I'm like, well, she has to be killed in the lake then.
yeah.
So, and then you said it,
And
and I'm
it's
like,
like,
okay.
now what? So the end of it kind of is just both her and Jason are there. Like, what now? Do they team up? Do they fight? Do they just kind of ignore each other? Do they just annoy each other and get in each other's way all the time. I don't know. There's so many interesting things you can do with that, and that's why I loved it so much.
They're
Uh,
playing
un-
cards. Go.
yeah, yeah. It's like I don't know. One or
In
the
the off
other,
season.
one or the other starts following the other around and just starts annoying the other. And it's like it's it's just what? Stop it! It's like stalking someone. It's like staring at a camper through a window. It's like, all right, I'm gonna sneak through the window and then I'm gonna hide under the bed. And when they're having sex, I'm gonna stab them. And then the other one, just bursts through the door and starts hitting him with a hammer. And he's like, son of a bitch, what come on. I do not like sharing Camp Crystal Lake with your dumb waterlogged ass.
That was my kill.
Yeah. Um, Yeah, it's pretty great. There's a point where she doesn't seem to really know what she's doing. Like she gets into the cabin where the survivors are and she's like maybe trying to save her friends or get at them. It's not clear because she like grabs onto Jason. He just kicks her and then pins her to the floor with his machete through her chest. And you're like, oh shit, she. If you haven't figured it out already, it's like, oh damn, she died. But she like grabs the thing and starts pulling it out while I think Voorhees is using like an apple core on one of their faces or something like that. And and he's like, I'm coring your face. And she walks up and just slams the machete through his chest. And the other one runs away and she just the look she gives Jason like, son of a bitch, that one's mine. Like she's just annoyed. And she goes, out with the other one and she's like, oh God, I didn't have the keys. And she goes and the camera pans around and the girl who's now undead is, standing at the window and has the keys and she's like, "Oh my God, you have the keys. Get in, get in." And she gets in and you know driving away and so, "Oh, I'm so sorry, it's a mistake." And she just wham, just jams a knife straight through her
Yes.
face and into the back of the headrest and the car crashes into a tree and she just calmly gets out, really none the worse for wear. And that Jason's standing there and she's looking at him and he's looking at her and she almost kind of barely imperceptibly smiles and then starts walking maybe at him, maybe away off into the woods. It's really I loved this Sweet Revenge short.
That's
If
awesome.
you read the comments, most people hated it because most people are dumb. Like, it's not oh girl Jason, that's stupid and oh his mask looks dumb. I'm like he has a
It's a
fucking hockey mask. Come on, guys. He's not big enough. He's a full head taller than everyone else. What are you talking about? Um, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it had more interesting ideas in its 13 minute. Is that Friday the 13th short 13 minutes? It probably is. Than pretty much all of the movies combined. It
that's
actually had
awesome.
some fun ideas
Yeah.
they don't have to do exactly this. They don't have to use the characters. They don't have to follow up on it or reference it. But the the imagination, the new spins that were presented in this short makes me excited to see what they might come up with in the show or the any subsequent film. So yeah, I really like Sweet Revenge.
That's awesome. I'm excited.
All right, bring
Um,
us home.
all right, so we'll talk about my mine too that I just loved watching this year and was just fantastic, and that was Flow. I really
Yeah,
loved, yeah. Um,
the waterlogged kitty movie.
and I found it beautiful and fascinating, and I know you and I chatted about it. I think you and I just chatted about it. I don't think we
I
did any sort of
think so.
recording about
Yeah,
it
it wasn't a debut review, I
because
don't
it
think.
wasn't, yeah, it wasn't in any of our
Here,
mandates
here
or
was
anything
my
like
take
that.
on the movie. Cthulhu whale floods the earth so it can visit from its dimension, leaving a variety of animals to hang out in a boat until the bird is abducted by aliens. Then the waters recede, leaving Cthulhu whale beached. Weird movie, but it has a kitty in it, so I liked it.
Exactly.
That was my
Um,
take.
that was your take. But I just the thing about that movie is so it's a silent film.
Yeah, the
You
animals
know,
don't talk.
the
No
animals
humans
don't
do.
talk. They are not anthropomorphized. And I felt so connected to these animals though. I mean, because I do believe that they got animal sounds, like real cat and real, like, I mean, and it just,
The cat and the dog, I have no idea what a capybara sounds like, so
sure, I don't know.
no idea if that's accurate or not, but or I think
I,
there's like a lemur and a some bird and like I have no idea if those are accurate, but yeah, the cat and the dog. It's certainly not like Frank Welker going woof woof meow.
right,
Yeah.
right. And so it's just the scope of the film, the beauty of the film. I think the fact that I watched it and was actively like on edge and like you kind of know the kitty's gonna be fine. Like it has to be fine. But at the same token, like it truly does. It has it really like it sucks you in. It's like it's edge of your seat. It's really exciting to watch. It's also really heartwarming to watch all the animals. But the thing that I find really beautiful about it is I think that there's um kind of like you were saying about the earlier one you were speaking of, there's a lot that you can put into it to get out of it, kind of.
Mhm.
Like you can look at the whale as, almost, Moby Dick like. You can look at it as, you know, um
An interdimensional eldritch horror.
Yes, there
You
you go, a
could.
Cthulhu. You could look at it, like an H.P. Lovecraft type of a thing, sure. Um, you could look at it as like that, your, big audacious goal that you've always, there's so many things that, you can put onto this movie as the viewer because of its realism, but also kind of the realism in its outlandishness. You know what I mean? Like the scenery, like I don't know where it takes place. I don't know if this place exists. I don't think it possibly can. Um I forget what country this is. And that makes me feel terrible right now. Um
Oh, the country that made the film. Oh,
yeah.
um,
I feel really bad now.
Swedish? I'll
I was about to say I'm like, is it Sweden or Denmark
look it
or
up.
yeah. But and I kind of love that because I think that sometimes there is beauty in
Latvian,
look, geez, look
French,
amazing
French and Belgian co-production, but yeah.
Latvian. But I think that there's something really beautiful sometimes in a piece of art or a piece of work that you can that can be what you need it to be sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I love about art in general is like actual stagnant, paintings. I've liked abstract art always or non I forget what it's called, non-realism art,
Sure.
or whatever it is. And the reason I've always liked that kind of art is because I like to invoke emotion rather than art telling me what to feel. Like, here's people in the wilderness. I don't like, here's a house in the distance and an apple orchard. And like,
That's a happy little tree.
yeah. I like mixed media art and, the abstract and I want it to evoke what I need it to evoke. And I think that flow kind of has that. And I think with even the name like flow, but like, I think that it has that in it. Like, because there's no words, because it is real animal noises, because it is this ethereal sort of an area that you're going through, um, because you feel like there is this creature that could be otherworldly, but could be there, and like
Particularly contrasted with something you were touching on is the animal's behaviors are not exaggerated too much. Exaggerated
right.
a little bit, but
Yeah.
mostly within the realm. You can see an animal actually doing that.
Doing these things and like yeah it's very exciting and there were like through the beginning like once they introduced the whale like I'm thinking is that real is that whale real like I didn't know at first if it was like do we just think that it's there and then of course when it's beached and it's just I don't
Message.
know it was so yeah, exactly right you're like they're like let's throw you what are
I
you
mean,
getting
sometimes
out of
Cthulhu whale
this.
is just Cthulhu whale.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Or you could just be someone who's just like, all right, I hope not. I think that you would have to be very like non-directional in your life to not get anything out of this movie, you know? And I think so it was just it was beautiful, it was peaceful, and it just really
Had to
I
pause it
think
16 times to go to the bathroom, but
I think it deserved a lot of the accolades that I mean it did win. It won the Oscar for best animated feature film.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it won over the Iron, not the Iron Giant, the
I guess that was a few years.
Wild Robot,
Wild
which I
Robot.
also
That,
watched
that was
this year,
also pretty damn good.
which was also very good, which I loved. That was on my short list. Um, but yeah,
Wish they would have held back on the marketing a bit, but
Yeah, yeah, that I could give a list of the things I wish they held back on the marketing for. Brave New World, perhaps. Um, so yeah, Flo and that kitty man.
Gee.
Oh my gosh, like I wanted to scoop it up and be like and I would just like projected Olivia onto it, of course, too.
The
Because
cat
I'm like,
does stuff in the same way that cats do stuff that stresses you out.
oh my
Like you'll
God,
sit, like you'll, where the hell is the cat? The cat's like, oh my God, you're up on the roof. That's a 20-foot drop. What are you get?
why? Yeah,
Why are you doing? Do you have no sense of danger? You could fall. It's wet. Stop it. Get down from there.
I know. And like when the water just starts rising and it's just like going and it's running up like that statue and then it's like just pacing on that statue and I'm like, oh God, that water's still rising. What's gonna happen to that cat?"
Or
Like
the cat's like seeing the fish and it's like, I'm gonna jump out of the boat at the fish. I'm like, how are you gonna get back on the boat, dumbass?
I know.
Don't
I'm
do
like
it. You won't be able to get back on the boat and you'll drown.
yeah,
But it's a cat. Cat ain't thinking about that. Cat
no
thinking fish.
cat's like fish and just goes and but yeah, it's so it was just a really beautiful movie and I saw the good news is I saw a lot of good things this year. Um, I saw a lot of things this year, but I think that that one was just the most just the most beautiful thing I saw this year, and unlike anything I've ever seen, truly. Like I've never really seen anything like that. So I applaud them for making it and for me watching it. Wait, well done, me.
Yeah, and for anyone wondering, yes, I did see K-pop Demon Hunters. Yes, I liked it a lot. No, it wasn't the most impactful thing I saw last year. I really liked it, don't get me wrong, but actually it's one of those things that got so popular that I'm like, it's kind of annoying me now.
It
No.
is going through all of the award circuits
Yeah,
now
it's
and
also,
winnings
I
and
mean,
stuff.
at least it's good. I like it.
Yes.
It got super popular. I'm like trying not to do the smug
I liked it
I
before it
like
became
before it was
puck.
cool
Yeah.
kind of thing. Really my only issue is I'm afraid that the owners of the IP are gonna like drive the damn thing into the ground. Like I'd welcome a sequel, but I'm afraid they're going to be like, we're going to make a sequel and it's going to be a two-part sequel and we're going to have a TV show and we're going to have a web series and we're going to have a video game on Netflix. those games on Netflix that does anybody play those? I have no idea. I don't, but just because I don't doesn't mean anyone else doesn't, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so there you go.
yeah, there you go.
Those were my things and those were your things. So
Yes. And now that we've shared our things with you, have a have a nice evening or rest of your day or whatever. And I hope you all see some incredibly impactful things in 2026. Good impactful. Yep.
yes. And if it's just super impactful, have some Metamucil.
Yeah, there you go. Bye.